Okay, so we are now ready to go with the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep final mix with Marvin Long. Take it away, Marvin.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Marvin, and I will be playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep final mix on the PlayStation 5. Much like J Hodge was doing earlier, this is the PS5 port of the Kingdom Hearts collection that was on the PS3, then PS4, now on the PS5. I'll be running the beginner category as Aqua. There are 3 different characters in this game: Aqua, Terra, and Ven. They're all fairly different. Aqua's the mage of the group. Terra's kind of the more of the attacker, and Ven's the mixed person. So timing starts when I select the yes on the character selection, and since I can start time, 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm going to start off with orbs. This is me just reacting to what the orbs do, essentially. I'm going to start off with a normal combo here and into a blizzard. So a normal combo, 1, 2, into blizzard. And now it's just reacting to whatever these orbs do. My teammates can sometimes be useful, but most of the time they aren't. Now I'm going to use what's called a shot lock. And this is Bubble Blaster. You won't see this much throughout the run, only for the beginning portions of the run. I don't want to use Thunder when you use Blizzard, that's okay. And in this last section, if I hit them together like that, oh, they didn't do that. But if I were to hit them together, they would just, like that, they would just go away, which helps a bunch. I'm going to use a shot lock here just to kind of damage them and whatnot. Nope, that was fairly decent. Alright. So orbs is just about all reacting to everything. Your teammates aren't much help. Ven is mostly not helpful at all. We don't want to see Ven do anything in those. Terra can help from time to time, but mostly you want to do everything by yourself. Now we're going to the first world, which is Castle of Dreams. This is the Cinderella world. I'm going to go over here, pick up a fleeting crystal. This will be useful in a few worlds from now. This is used to meld commands together. As you can see in the bottom left corner, there's kind of a command deck that hasn't been in Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2 that you just saw. This is basically how I use all commands, attacks, magic, all that sort of stuff. And Aqua also cartwheels. I don't know why, just be different. I'm using what's called a D-Link to warp to the floor. A D-Link's kind of like my summons of this game. So here I summoned Terra, essentially. And since I can't use a D-Link in mid-air, the game forces me to the ground. And the nice thing about playing on PS4 and PS5 and Xbox and PC is that the loads for those are extremely fast. Now I'm gonna, if I can get the chest, I'm gonna go down here and get a high potion that's merely for selling later. Nope. Jeez. I'm gonna take out the quick blitz for the barrier surge that I just picked up in that chest. A slow here, same as the high potion that's just for selling later on. I need 630 money by the end of these first 3 worlds. Or not the end, but the beginning of the 3rd world. More cartwheeling here. Now we're going to get to Jacques, which is the escort mission. Each character has their own escort mission, and Aqua's is by far probably the worst one. Because I can't control where Jacques goes. Jacques can take one of like 8 different paths. And I just have to react to what he does. The beginning here is consistent. I'm going to cartwheel, lock on, blizzard, barrier surge, knock him out of the way, and then attack. I don't want to kill him. And now I just react to what Jacques does. And he gave me the pattern he usually gives me. The bruisers, which is fine. He can give me spawnless, which is just him not spawning anything. Obviously. But I also do need the experience later on, so this isn't a time loss. Well, him going that way is now a time loss. Oh well. hit them out of the way. Oh, that flood is in the way. This is a typical Jacques, really. But that's okay, I got a lot of money, a lot of experience, so I should have the money for the menu. Oh yeah, I didn't explain what I was doing. That was Spellweaver, that's kind of like my command style. If I do a certain number of like attacks in a certain genre of moves, so if I use a lot of spell moves, I can get Spellweaver. That's very prevalent throughout the run. You will see that throughout the entire run, even to the end of the run. This is Kurt's Coach, Blizzard, into Berry Surge, into Thunder. And now, like with every boss in this game, I'm just going to react to what it does. That's good, he punched me. So now I'm going to stun lock him. I'm going to do this one more time, I believe. Yep, one more. Use Blizzard, and then use Spellweaver, which is the finisher. And he should attack me, this should stun him one more time. And that should be the last stun. He might punch. If he punched again, that's good. Now he's gonna back away and start sucking me in. Like this. I don't want to get caught in that, so I'm gonna go behind him. And then that should be it. Perfect. Next up is the Snow White world. Yeah, Snow White. There's a chest I'm going to pick up in the beginning of the world that has a poison in it. And I'm going to use the poison strictly for one fight, and that's the boss of Dwarf Woodland's Magic Mirror. Poison is a do damage over time move, which is very useful, and I'm going to be using a version of it later in the run. So there's our poison. Pick up one more chest in here, and it's a high potion, I believe. Again, just to sell. No, wait, is it a fleeting crystal? I forget. I think it's a high potion. I don't really look, I kind of just grab it. I think this, yeah, this is a high potion. And then the next chest is a fleeting crystal, yeah, that's right. But this upcoming room is sort of a sequence break. So there's a chest up on the ledge that I can't grab right now. I can't grab it till much later in the game. But if I come over here, nudge myself against these bushes, I can climb up here, Barrier Surge over to here and get a Fission Frogga. Which is a very powerful spell that I'm not supposed to have till later. And I'm going to put it in over Thunder and put the poison up and put it to the front. And now I'm going to grab a Fleeting Crystal. Again, this is for melding later on. I guess I can explain melding now. Each command has their own like level. So after I use it enough times, it will level up. When it reaches max level, I can meld it with something else. Usually something that's also maxed out. And by using a crystal on them, it can give them an ability. So like an attack haste, a magic haste, maybe 0 EXP, stuff like that. And I'm going to be using that all throughout the run. Like that's basically how I get through this game, is with those abilities. But now here's Magic Mirror. Tricky Fight, he can have one of 4 patterns. He'll do them all eventually, but it's random which one he does first. I'm going to start with a poison, and I'm just going to use all of my attacks on him right away. And now I just have to react to what he does, which is fun. And let's see, which one did he give me? Okay, he gave me the good attack. This is what I call the ring, because he's in a ring. And I missed. If I can hit him with that blizzard right there, and he'll not do the second phase of running around again, which is really convenient. I want to get poison off as much as possible as well. Okay, he should be dead after here, so a 2-cycle fight is fairly common. A 1-cycle fight's really good, but also very rare. And that's him down. There's a few cutscenes coming up, so if you have anything to plug, go ahead. Okay, so coming up is that shopping menu I was talking about earlier, where I needed 630 money. I'm going to be selling off pretty much everything I have, because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to be selling the Barrier Surge, the Thunder, no, not the Thunder, the Barrier Surge, the Quick Blitz, the Slow, and the 2 High Potions. So, Quick Blitz, Barrier Surge, the Blizzard, the Poison, the Slow, and the 2 High Potions. And I have more than enough money to buy 4 Magnet and an Arrow. I'm also going to be changing Keyblade to Treasure Trove, the one we just got. I think that gives me more strength. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what the Keyblades give me. So I'm going to put in 3 Magnet and a Thunder. And now I'm going to defy the laws of gravity. So by jumping up, falling down, locking onto an enemy, I can just boost my way up here like that. I'm going to slide dash over here with Terra to get Ice Barrage. Ice Barrage is a very powerful move that I would have to go all the way around to get. But I don't want to do that, so I just did that. I'm going to use it strictly for one fight and then sell it. So this is Goons. I'm going to just use Magnet. Let them get in there. Thunder. Oh. A lot of them didn't get in there. Okay, that's interesting. In this section, I actually need as much EXP as possible, so I do not want Philip killing anything, which he already has. So, that's okay. Philip is the guy helping me, in case you didn't know. Yeah, I need to level up my 3 magnets I just got and my thunder to level 2. That way I can meld them together and use the 2 fleeting crystals I have. That's exactly why I bought them, was to meld them together immediately. But I have to use them in order to meld them, so it's like... it's a little complicated, but not too difficult. This Vision Frog I also got is going to stay in the deck for the rest of the run as well, because it's just that powerful. But this is a castle escape, so I'm going to come over here, attack these 2 goons like that. Come over here and attack them. One hit should just wreck both of them, yep. Magnet, and then Spellweaver. And then use my Spellweaver finisher, which is also called Spellweaver, which isn't confusing at all. And if you don't do this command right here perfectly, there's another wave of enemies that spawn, which is annoying. Now time for my favorite movement in the whole run. Defy more gravity. Also by doing that, I don't load all the enemies in that last screen. And since this was released on the PSP at first, so if enemies load in that last room, then they don't load in this room. It's very stupid. Like, it's a PS4 game, or it was a PSP game ported to the PS3, then ported to the PS4, and so on. But it still acts like a PSP game. And you'll see that later on, trust me. So we're supposed to go up and around, but we're just going to do that. That wall doesn't exist. We get high jump for that, which I will be putting on immediately. But now we're going to meld. Yay. Oh, if I remembered how to do it. So, Thunder, Magnet, and Fleeting Crystal. These Fleeting Crystals are what give me Magic Haste. Magic Haste let my magic commands reload faster. So anything that has kind of like that wizard's hat next to it is a magic spell or a magic command. And by having Magic Hastes in my deck, my magic commands will now load faster. But the catch is, as of right now, I have to have them in my deck in order to actually have the effect of the Magic Haste. But that will go away fairly quickly. We're also going to do a little grind here to get to level 4. because level 4 will give us a magic increase, which we need for the next fight, which is Maleficent. It's not necessarily required, but this doesn't really take that much time, so it's like, it's pretty much worth it. And now this is Dragon Maleficent. Again, another boss in which I have to just react to whatever she gives me. I'm going to start off with a Fission for Raga right to her face. And then I'm going to go behind to about right here. That's a bit close, yeah, I knew that. But staying right here, I'm kind of out of the way of her attacks. Not entirely like you just saw, but good enough to where Philip can just take all the damage. Now I'm just going to spam my attacks and hope she gives me a decent pattern, which she is not right now. Please attack. Okay. Okay. I'll just use Magnet. That's okay. So at a certain point in this fight, she will just start flying. And I can't control that. She will just, like right there. That's pretty good health, though, to be left with. So I'm going to do a cool strat here if I can, if the Fission Frogga lives fast enough. Yep. I shoot that and she just immediately gets hit by it, and that's nice. And now we're riding on the back of her, because... Oh, don't fall off. If I fall off, that's not good. I'm supposed to fall off right here because there's an invisible wall. Gonna hit her with the Ice Barrage, and that should be it. That was a very good fight. Like, getting flightless is very difficult on beginner. So to get like a one flight like that is fairly common for me. You can kill her like when she's swooping down the first time, or even on her back, but killing her there is totally fine. Next up is a world you've actually seen already in the other games. This is Radiant Garden, also known as Hollow Bastion in the other games. Yes, we're breaking out the lore right now. That Keyblade I just got, I'm going to put on Fairy Stars. And I'm going to put on that Magnet and Arrow that I bought over the Ice Barrage, because I no longer need Ice Barrage. And I want the Magnet and Arrow to reach level 2 in the next force fight. That way I can meld them together. But first we have a little detour we have to make. I need a certain crystal, and they only get dropped... Well, that's not good. I've never done that before. I'm supposed to put them to sleep using Sleepy, and then hitting them with Grumpy. This is going swimmingly. That's alright. I'm looking for a certain drop. So what Grumpy is essentially just treasure raid. Oh lord. This is not... I'm gonna die. Wow. So that group gave me nothing. I'm looking for an Abounding Crystal, which these guys drop. Oh wow. Like, I need this crystal to continue the run. There we go. That was something. That happened earlier in my practice as well. We're gonna touch the save point just to get my health back. Now this is the Mickey fight, because Mickey's in the fight. Again, we don't want Mickey killing anything, because we need all the EXP. I'm gonna start out with a Magnera, into Arrow, into an attack like that. Then I'm gonna use Magnera and Magnet. The Magnet's for safety, in case like some of the other ones didn't get in there. And now I'm going to strategically use these attacks to get everything into my field of attack, and we're going to just blam like that. I got a Fleeting Crystal as well, which is very good. Because now, instead of continuing the story, we're going to do something else. But first, another menu. We're going to put on that Keyblade we just got, Destiny's Embrace. Then we're going to meld Magnet and Arrow together with the Abounding Crystal, which gives me EXP Walker. Now, the name is very self-explanatory. For every step I take, I now gain EXP. And now I pick up a Mind Square, which will be in my party or my deck for the rest of the run. So now I'm gaining EXP every time I walk. And now instead of continuing the game, we're gonna grind for a little bit. Because we're not quite strong enough to continue the game. So we're gonna sell this Ice Barrage and buy 6 fires. And put them all in here. We're running a fire deck, folks. Hold on tight. We grind right now because we just got the Mickey D-Link, which is very broken. So one thing I didn't explain about D-Links is D-Links have levels themselves. So they start at a base level. And then we need to look for these like Pao-Poo fruits that drop. And that levels them up. The only way I can get them is by killing enemies with the D-Link on. This is going about as good as it usually does in all honesty. We need that. It's not coming to me. Usually it comes to me. Please, 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 please. I can't get out of this any quicker. Okay, now we have that. Now when I get back into Mickey, we will have more attacks. And the reason we use Mickey is because his level 2 gives us double EXP, which makes grinding go really fast. And he has an insane move called Sign of Faith, which you will see very shortly why that's good. So now we're looking for another one, that way we can get to level 2 right there. That's very good. Now watch Sign of Faith right here. Yep. And in this time I'm looking for crystals as well. And I'm still looking for one more D-Link level up, because I need to level up Terra. I need to level up Terra because when Terra levels up, he gets 2 sliding dashes instead of just 1. And now we're gonna menu. So what we're gonna meld is we're gonna meld all these fires together. So, oh, I went to the wrong thing. I was just mashing. So we're gonna use fire, fire, and my 2 fleeting crystals to get magic hastes. And now we're gonna put the 2 feeders in along with the 2 fires I still have. So one thing I haven't explained yet is when I get a command to max level, what that does is it lets me keep the ability it has. So when I get this Zero Gravira up to max level, I will keep EXP Walker for the rest of the game, even if it's not in my party or in my deck. Same with the magic hastes, same with everything else. So once everything gets to max level, I keep all the abilities I have. So by the end of this run, I should have 5 magic hastes, a fire boost, and EXP Walker. Which makes the game... Oh, I don't want to do that yet. Which makes the game fairly easy, but I can still die easily as well if I'm not paying attention. We're going to do this about 3 more times. Not really too much to say. Because I think I have, yeah, I now have all my crystals. One thing I'm kind of looking for is a certain item. If I get it, then I don't have to buy it later, but it's not common to get it dropped. Also, getting high potions here is very nice as well, because I need high potions for the end of the run. Oh, okay, this is the last one, I guess. I know it's the last one because I killed that bruiser in one shot instead of using the binding strike. There's been a good grind except for the first Mickey D-Link. Yeah. But you know, that's just how this game works. So I got like 3 high potions, that's very good. So now we meld fire with Fira and a shimmering to get Faraga, good. And now this with my fleeting to get a Faraga. Okay, good. there's a 10% chance that melding it like that gives me an entirely different ability, which is an ability I do not want. So I'm glad that didn't happen. It's called Raging Storm, and if I get that, it's not run over, it's just inconvenient. I'm still grinding to level 16, which I just got, good. I could have probably just walked there, but it's okay. So when I was mashing earlier, it said all my abilities maxed out in level, which means now I've kept all my magic hastes and my fire boost and EXP walker. So even though I don't have EXP walker in my deck right now, I'm still gaining EXP from walking, which is very helpful. Next up is Trinity Armor, which should go fairly fine since I have all my upgrades. If there's one ability you can lose, it's Fire Boost. Fire Boost is not really necessary in order to beat the run, it just makes the run faster. But losing a magic haste is terrible, because then your commands load slower, which means you have to do the fight slower. So here I'm just going to use Fission Fraga, and I'm going to get into Firestorm, which is the fire-based style command, and watch his health just melt. That should give me... Okay, good, that gave me Fission, or Firestorm. I want Firestorm here and not Spellweaver, so I was purposefully using my fire moves. And now, just watch his health melt. Yeah, perfect. Just like that. That's the power of Fire Boost, right there. Without Fire Boost, I probably wouldn't have killed. Now I'm going to go into my deck, take out Mind Square, and put in Magnera. Magnera is for the next fight, which is Vanitas. Vanitas is not a fun guy to deal with. Well, this time around he is. This time around he's not too terrible. But just a little cartwheeling. Oh, that was... okay. I'm going to use the Terra D-Link here for optimal move, or not optimal, but you know, faster movement. By using a sliding dash into an enemy, I can just cancel the animation of the slide dash and just cartwheel right out of it. So if I'm using a sliding dash, I want to try and hit an enemy because it's faster. So here's Vanitas. This fight is totally dictated on whether or not he gets into my magnet right away. And he did good. So the gimmick with Vanitas is he can just dodge any attack you have, which is very fun. Oh, now we have Blade Charge. So Blade Charge is just overpowered. Like, it's a very useful attack if I can hit him. Thank you, jeez. So Blade Charge is like the second command style once you have a first one. I'm not really sure what activates Blade Charge, I'm not gonna lie. But it usually activates when I have Firestorm and not Spellweaver. So we probably won't be seeing Spellweaver the rest of the run. Now another gimmick with each BBS run is that each character goes to Disney Town and has a minigame to play. So Terra has a racing minigame, Ven has a rhythm minigame, and Aqua has a sports minigame. The concept here is I'm just trying to hit fruit into a basket. It's basically like volleyball. It's called fruit ball. The object here is to win. I have to do this. This is a 3-minute minigame. If I lose, I have to redo it. There's nothing else to add. So, if there's anything you would like to shout out, any donations, now would be a perfect time for that.
Holy don't have any donations, but I do want to shout out our charity, No Kid Hungry. No Kid Hungry helps to develop. Sorry, a little off guard. No Kid Hungry is a charity dedicated to providing meals for children in need, as well as supporting food banks and community groups that serve the areas hit hardest by the pandemic. They provide emergency grants and expert guidance to schools and local community groups to help feed kids. To decrease food insecurity among children 5 and under, No Kid Hungry launched a new early childhood grant program, distributing $3 million in grants to more than 120 organizations in 34 states and the District of Columbia. These organizations will support 170,000 children, and 4 out of 5 grantees are active in communities of color. No child should go hungry, and childhood hunger is a solvable problem. In times of crisis and not, No Kid Hungry knows what to do, but they need your help. Every little bit helps, and every dollar raised helps provide 10 meals to children.
Yeah. So let's get those donations and support a good cause. So right now I scored 15 points, so I'm just kind of taking a break. It's very rare they get 15. It's very rare they even get 10. But I get 15 just in the off chance they do get 10, which it looks like they probably will. So actually, this is a good thing to speak about. So there's one difference between every version of BBS, and it's this minigame. In the Xbox version of this minigame, the attack I'm doing right now, where I'm jumping up and attacking, does not work on the Xbox version, for whatever reason. It's the only change throughout every iteration of this game. So if I'm playing this on PSP, PS3, PS4, PS5, PC, or Switch, this works perfectly fine. But on Xbox, this does not work for whatever reason. So Xbox is not slower, just harder. Because I would have to attack everything like this, and just hope I get it in the goal, which is very hard. So we're coming up on the end of this, and from here on out, it's mostly kind of a boss rush, which is kind of nice. Next up is the Olympus Coliseum, Hercules World, and the Hercules fight. But before that, I gained an extra slot in my deck, so I'm going to put Mind Square back in there. And the Herc fight. The Herc fight is the worst fight in the whole game with a partner. I don't know why Hercules is very useless in this game. He cannot kill any enemy. I think he's the only party member who cannot kill an enemy. Which is probably for story reasons, since he's like a junior or whatever, I'm not sure. So I just used Magnet and Faragas there. Now I'm going to use Magnet and Fission Faraga here on this guy. Attack there. Magnet and Faraga. Mostly the rest of this game is just going to be using Magnet and Faragas. But I'm just not spamming them, I'm actually like timing them. And I hit level 18, which is very good as well. I also picked up Akira, which I could use, but I'm not going to. Like, we do need a healing item at the end of this run, so Akira would be, like, smart. But I just use high potions, because I'm stubborn. And I put it in the route, so I want to continue using them. Anyway, this is 10 rounds. It's just 10 rounds of me using Magnet and Fission Faraga. Not in every round, though. Like, this round I could use something different. I believe rounds 7 and 9 I'll use something different, and I could use it on number 5 as well. And this is a good spot to like get money or like item drops as well. Really just high potions. So like this round right here, I could use Mind Square, which I'm gonna do just to like show it off. I think I've done that once before. This is the second worst round where I use 2 magnets because of those guys right there. I want to be on Mind Square for this next round. I love this strat right here. So if I don't kill them with this Mind Square, I just use a magnet. So Mind Square and a magnet like that. Beautiful. Because the magnet sucks them into the Mind Square. Round 9 I could use a Mind Square as well, but since I want to be on Magnera for the 10th round, I just do it normally like that. I think that's the same speed. But this round I want to be mashing Magnera, because these jellyfish, they can hit me on frame 0. Which means they can hit me before I can even move. Which on beginner isn't too bad, but on crit it's awful. Because on crit you can only take like 1 hit. And then you die. But anyway, now we're leaving that world because we're not strong enough to defeat the final bosses fast. So instead we're going to go to Deep Space, which is the Stitch world. This first group of enemies right here, these floods, I'm going to take out with Mind Square. Then I'm going to use Magnera, Faraga, Fission Faraga. Take them out. Yep. Then these group will spawn. Same as the first one, just Mind Square. Oh, okay, good. That one almost went under. I got Blade Charge, and Blade Charge is super OP, so I can just attack him like this. Nice. Good fight. That's a very good fight. I love that fight. That's my favorite fight in the whole game. No, Zack's my favorite fight in the whole game. I lied. Because Zack's so fun. But now we're using Terra movement here. So this is one of the reasons why I got Terra level 1. Is so we can just do that. So saw how I use sliding dash and use cartwheel to cancel out of the animation of like me doing the sliding dash. That's what happens when I hit an enemy. But anyway, time for I keep saying but anyway. This is the best minigame in the entire series, a bike minigame. Or as we like to call it, Gotcha Take That. And you'll see why we call it that. I can't hear the game, but I don't need to. So this is just literally me reacting to whatever they give me. And remember how I was saying earlier about this being a PSP game originally? Well, not all the enemies are loaded on screen right now. So as I kill them, more will just spawn. And you'll just randomly see them spawn in. So like there could be like 2 left, and then all of a sudden there's 5 more. Like see that yellow one just spawned in. This is not going fantastic, but I mean I can't really do much. I can just react. Oh, don't hit me. Now there should only be 1. See, now there's 2 more, even though there was just 1 left, I'm pretty sure. Oh, where's this red one? Okay. That's like a typical bike game. Not fantastic, but not terrible. This group of enemies right here, I have to kill them in order to get the transponder in the middle to activate. Ooh, perfect. So I want all those... I wanted all those jellyfish to aggro towards me, and then I would use the Mind Square to kill them all, but that didn't happen because they hit me. But that was still very good. That's the best one I've had all week. Because it's random whether or not those jellyfish will aggro onto you, and if they don't, then you just have to, again, react to whatever you have. A lot of just reacting to whatever the game gives you is kind of the theme of this. Here I'm going to Mind Square. Oh, I didn't kill one, that's okay. Kill this group of enemies right here. Magnet here. Ooh. I was not expecting that. That was very nice. Very nice. So this will be the last shopping menu of the game. Here I'm going to buy 2 Faragas and 2 Ignites. And I'm going to sell basically anything I don't need anymore. Like my magnets, I don't need them anymore. My zero graviers, I don't, and I have enough money. So 2 Faraga and 2 Ignite. I could have bought another Faraga, but it's okay. So the Ignites are for exactly 1 fight. And 1 fight only. I could get away with 1, but 2 is safe. I'm using the Terra D-Link here simply for movement like last time. I jumped way too high. No, I didn't. So right there, that's the only reason I went on there. But that's faster than equipping Air Slide, because Air Slide's not that fast, and you have to menu the Air Slide. Anyway, here's Gontu. Lock on, Mind Square, and then I'm just gonna hit him with Faragas until I get Blade Charge. Stitch does help in this fight, believe it or not. He's like the one useful party member. Ooh, nice stun. Good fight. Good fight. So we went here not only for the levels, but for the Keyblade that this world gives us, the Hyperdrive. Because this will give our stats an improvement, that way we can beat the bosses in the Olympus Coliseum. And I'm going to equip it right now. See, it gave us more strength, which I do need because we're using Blade Charge. But anyway, here's Zack. You might recognize him from the Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy VII. He's not going to do anything. So if I do all of this correctly, he will not attack. I'm just going to use Faragas and attacks. Now I'm going to go into Blade Charge, and he won't attack. Yep. I love that strat so much. There is another strat I could do, which involves using Mind Square, but I don't like that strat, because it's just kind of complicated. Essentially what you do is you just hit him into Mind Squares. Here's Hades and Ice Titan. I'm going to lock on to Hades, use Mind Square, and then kind of juggle him with the Faragas I have into the Mind Squares, and try to kill both of them at the same time. Because I kill them both at the same time, then Hades can't use his desperation move. What is... Okay. That was weird. So the gimmick of that fight is once Ice Titan dies, Hades' chance to use his desperation move increases significantly. And if he uses his desperation move, I lose about 20-25 seconds. And the fun part about that is he can just use his DM as many times in a row as he wants. I think I've seen him use it 3 times in a row once. Killing Hades first would be smart, because then you just have to deal with Ice Titan, which is fairly easy. But it's still faster to kill them both at the same time. This is Neverland, the Peter Pan world. This map is just one big circle. I'm just gonna go in a circle. There's nothing exciting here. I'm gonna pick up one chest and do a menu. It's got some nice music though. And it's also got this gimmick with these like bubbles that I can just jump on. I think they're called like light orbs. Not the orbs of light to be confused at the beginning of the game. So we're gonna go up here, pick up this one Faraga, which I could have probably bought since I had enough stuff, but that's okay. I'm used to doing it like this, so I'd rather stay in my comfort zone. Ooh, I love this strat right here. So this is another reason why we get Terra to level 1. Is to use 2 sliding dashes right here. So get out of the range of that flood, and then just do that. And then I'm going to put on the 2 ignites. I haven't explained what ignite is yet. It's... I have fat-fingered circle, that's okay. Ignite is basically just the fire version of poison, which is very useful for this next fight. Also, since we have fire boost and it's a fire-based move, you know, it makes sense. But our old pal Vanitas is back. And unlike the previous fight, I can't use Magnet on him anymore. It doesn't work, so I have to rely on Ignite. So the gimmick of this fight is that he can dodge literally anything I throw at him. Like, see that? He just dodged a point-blank fire. That too. So what I want to try and do is keep an Ignite on him as much as possible. Did I hit him? I couldn't see him. I hit him with that Ignite, I saw that. Another gimmick is I want to stay close to him, because if I stay close to him, he attacks me with like his Keyblade. I'm going fairly alright so far. Did I hit him with that? I didn't see. I hit him with that. He's actually cooperating. That's pretty rare. Nice. Good fight. I will take that. That's a very good fight. So now we're on to the final two fights. There's not too much to say right now. I'm just going to be skipping a lot of cutscenes and whatnot. I did get a Keyblade though, which I will put on. I'm actually going to get two, but I'm only going to use one. I guess I can explain the next thing. So I was talking about high potions earlier. What we used to do is we used to grab a cure or just hope for like a Cura drop. But it was kind of random whether or not we would get a drop. We could pick one up in Olympus Coliseum, but that's kind of out of the way. So I used to just YOLO it and be like, if I get a drop, cool. If not, oh well. And then one day I was doing the menu in Keyblade Graveyard and I noticed I had high potions. So I just put on high potions and that became the strat. And it's pretty much guaranteed you'll get at least one high potion. And one high potion is really all that you need. You really shouldn't need more than one. Anyway, I'm going to put on the Pixie Petal, which gives me more magic, which I definitely need. Put on the Faraga, and put on my 5 high potions. Good, that's more than enough. Now for a really cool skip, Tornado Skip. So if you play the game casually, you probably know about these tornadoes here. They suck you up and take you to a random fight. But if I do my movement correctly here, I will not get sucked up at all. So the thing is, if I hit the outer gray part like that, then the tornado behind me stops chasing me, and that tornado, the one I just passed, will start following me. So by doing it like that, the tornadoes will never come close to hitting me. That's like the biggest thing in this. That's like the biggest skip, I guess. Here's the last instance of Terra. 2 more sliding dashes, and we're on to the final bosses. And I hit level 21, which is good. Gives me a strength upgrade, even though I don't need strength. I'm not going to be using my Keyblade to attack at all. Anyway, here's Breg, or if you just watched the super boss run, this is Zigbar. Kind of. I'm not going to go into the lore. It's Zigbar, just trust me. So here I'm actually timing these because he can teleport like that, and my Faragas don't last forever. They will go away after a while. Just like my Mind Squares. Yeah, I can hit him out of that. I knew that. I kind of want to set this up right here. If I get hit by those, I just kind of like instantly die. And now by using Blade Charge like this, I can reflect his bullets back into him and just annihilate him like that. We used to do that with Barrier Surge, but then a runner Zojalix just randomly found that you can do it with Blade Charge. Even though we had been selling Barrier Surge for eons before, he just found that one day, so we got Barrier Surge back. Anyway, final boss time. It's our old friend Vanitas, who has now paired himself with Ven into what I like to call Venitas. Lore reasons, don't ask. But this, I want to try and get him into my Mind Square as much as possible. And this is the one fight where I might need a high potion. And since I don't have audio, I kind of need to actually pay attention. I know it just seems like I'm randomly like shooting these, but I swear I'm not. I'm actually timing them. Please go in the middle. Please go in the middle. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, this should be the end. Maybe not. I didn't get there fast enough. Okay, good. That's time. Awesome. That was a fairly good run. Sub 50 is very good. There's only 4 people who have a sub 50. So getting a sub 50 in a marathon is very good. Very clean. I will 100% take that. Fairly clean run throughout. So,
GG.
thank you. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm happy to help support a good cause. And enjoy the rest of the run. Or enjoy the rest of the marathon. Sorry.
And thank you for the run.
Yeah, no problem.